The Count of Monte Cristo, the greatest revenge novel ever written, is not fiction. It is a police report with the names changed. In 1807, a young French shoemaker named François Picaud was engaged to a wealthy and beautiful woman in Nîmes. He was, by all accounts, happy. This made him enemies. 4 acquaintances, jealous of his good fortune, or his girl, or simply his contentment, denounced him to Napoleonic authorities as an English spy. It was a lie of breathtaking pettiness, and it destroyed his life completely. Picaud was arrested, imprisoned without trial, and spent 7 years in the Fenestrelle fortress in the Piedmont Alps. During that time, his fiancée, believing him dead or gone forever, married one of the men who had betrayed him. Inside prison, Picaud befriended a dying Italian priest named Torri, who revealed the location of a treasure hidden in Milan. When Torri died, the treasure passed to Picaud. When Picaud was finally released in 1814, he was no longer a shoemaker. He was, effectively, a wealthy man with a plan. What followed consumed the next decade of his life. He returned to France under a false name, located each of the men who had destroyed him, and proceeded methodically. The first conspirator, the one who had actually written the false denunciation, was poisoned. The second had a son Picaud falsely implicated in a crime, sending him to prison. The third lost his business when Picaud quietly arranged for his restaurant to be ruined. The ringleader, Lupien, the man who had married Picaud's fiancée, he saved for last, stabbing him to death personally. Picaud was eventually caught, not by police, but by a 5th conspirator who had not participated in the original plot, but had learned of it. This man kidnapped Picaud, tortured him for the location of his remaining fortune, and murdered him. A French archivist named Jacques Puchet documented the case in 1838, and Alexandre Dumas read it. He wrote a note in his journal identifying it as the most extraordinary true story he had ever encountered. By 1844, he had transformed it into The Count of Monte Cristo, replacing the real ending, ugly, incomplete, and squalid, with one in which the Avenger escapes cleanly with his soul intact. The truth is darker. Picaud spent 20 years sustained by hatred, achieved his revenge entirely, and was murdered for his money before he could enjoy the aftermath. The question Dumas softened, and the one the real story forces us to sit with, is what a man becomes when he has organized his entire existence around punishing those who wronged him, and what is left of him when the task is done.